Howdy guys. So you guys have surprised me, and the questions that I'm getting are less about any kind of needing to homeschool during this time and more about working full-time while homeschooling. So welcome to my crazy world. This is just kind of what I've done for a really long time. I've always worked remote in some capacity. I only had a few years that I was truly only staying at home and not having to worry about any kind of career of any type. I owned an interior design company for a period of time when I just had my older two boys when they were little. And then I did some marketing and consulting work for several years. I was a content creator on YouTube for a while, and then the consulting actually ended up becoming a full-time position when I started to work at Purity Works several years ago in the nonprofit world, and worked my way up there and ended up leaving there 2 years ago to go into a completely different foreign land industry of technology sales. In fact, I now am in a career that I didn't even realize actually existed, or that it was fun. I didn't realize technology sales was actually really exciting, and I enjoy it a lot. About 2 years ago, and part of doing this, I needed to step back into an office full-time, or step into an office full-time. I mean, I went into the office at my last job a few days a week, not anything crazy, and it really was at my liberty when I wanted to go into the office to get work done there. Here, I am in an office 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, hour lunch break. It's that kind of world. It was an adjustment to be gone from home every day. It was really a struggle, and during the first year that I was here, I actually added another person to my family. Shep was born, and so he's now about almost a year and a half. He's 14 months, 15 months, somewhere around there. When he's the 9th child, we don't keep as good of track of months. Sorry, son. But he decided to join our family during the crazy season. So all of this whole time, we've continued homeschooling, continued doing everything that we've done all along, just without me here during the day. And from a curriculum standpoint, not much changed. I've always handed my children their work and say, hand it back to me. I am big on integrity. Integrity is a huge thing to me. Integrity, I think, is the foundation of all moral character. It's just something that I drill into my children. Have integrity, have integrity, have integrity, have integrity. If you have your integrity, you have everything. My grandfather absolutely was a man of integrity, and I always remember how he was, and I want that to be instilled in my children. And so because of that, and also that my education began in the Montessori schools, which I love that education system. I am very much a better late than early kind of learner. I'm not going to shove phonics down a 2-year-old's throat. I believe that your education goals should be what they know when they're 18, not what they know by a certain age or a certain grade level. I don't really even teach formal math or formal learning until, other than like a play-based kind of setup, until they're 7 or 8. It's just a different, more unconventional, maybe even more of a Denmark style learning. It's just something that I believe in, and I want my children to have that same kind of education, which is why homeschooling was never an option. It was just, that's what we do. So now I hand them their school in the morning, and they call me when they're done reading, and they give me a synopsis, because I'm also kind of Charlotte Mason kind of style homeschool mom. All their math is done on teaching textbooks, which is self-taught, it's taught with a tutorial, and then they do their their problems, and it's all self-graded. No brainer. Science is Apology of Science. Most of that is on audiobook for people who are not really a proficient reader yet. A lot of, for the older ones, they go through more self-paced. Here's your book. You need to get this done by this date. And whether they cram it all into one day or they learn it along the way, I want them to be able to, my educational goals for my children are learn how to learn how to find information, and love to read and learn. Love to learn. If you have a love for learning, you'll never stop learning. I also believe that everyone's created for a purpose, for such a time as this, for something only they can do. Each one of my children was created to be able to do something. Each one of them are learning and growing exactly who they are and what they were created to do. And I want them to know what that is so that you can learn the basics, but then learn everything you possibly can about the things you're passionate about. My now 17-year-old is passionate about law enforcement. It is his heart and soul. Public service is his heart's cry. That is just everything in him. So he has been heavily involved in the Sheriff Explorers program. He has been heavily involved in teen court, working as a bailiff. He works multitudes of details. He's gone on ride-alongs. He loves law enforcement. Had he been in a traditional school, he probably wouldn't have been as heavily involved in Explorers as he was. It worked out to basically what the equivalent of a part-time job for him each week. And he loves it. He was able to really passionately pursue that with everything he possibly can, and plans on going into law enforcement. Eventually he's going to the Marines first, and then he'll likely end up in law enforcement in some capacity at some point. So that I want them to devote themselves completely into whatever it is that they're creating. Another example is my 11-year-old is probably a prodigy when it comes to the piano. He's the kid who taught himself how to read when he was like 3. He's just brilliant, and I let him learn as he wants to learn. He learns really easily. He retains very easily, and he has a lot of different passions, but he loves playing the piano. So I let him play the piano, and so he can play a vast variety of things. So I make him check the boxes on your basic education, but at the same time I make sure that he gets as many opportunities as he can in order to learn the piano. And I think that that'll be something that he'll continue on as he grows. So that is kind of my philosophy when it comes to education, is we're teaching kids not in the time that we learned how to learn. We're teaching kids in the time that they have an Alexa right there that's going to answer any questions for them anytime they have it. So if they have a question about something on a history timeline, they can say, hey Alexa, when did Cleopatra live? Or any of those kinds of questions. They don't need to retain that information. And we also live in a world that you're getting information so quickly. I work in data management, and the amount of information that's constantly being built is exponential. And so we're really, really, really trying to make sure that they get what it is, that they get what it is, that they understand exactly how to learn what they need to learn, and how to find what they need to find. And so that's the education style that I have. That is fine with me being away from home because nothing has changed when it comes to their curriculum. Pretty much everything is identical. And so that's pretty much how I do it. So that's what homeschooling looks like for me. Right now, of course, I'm home, so it's kind of nice. But again, nothing has changed. It's still the same kind of curriculum, though I am a little bit looser with them right now because I'm home. 1 second, small child. I will let you in a second. There's some interruptions while I'm here. Probably less interruptions than the office, though. Just saying. So that's basically it. So if you guys have more questions about what my work-life balance is and how that is, please let me know in the comments, and I can kind of enlighten you. I don't know what it is that you guys want to hear, so tell me and I'll tell you. Alrighty, bye guys.